my parents see this, I really hope I got this right because it's a while ago.
My full name is Julius John Daniel VILLEGAS BERONIO. What makes me Filipino is that wild and crazy side.
My full name is NIKKI Michelle Miller. Filipino American is when you incorporate your Filipino culture, but also it's more Americanized as well compared to the more traditional standards in the Philippines.
My name's Nicole Shane Andino Guerrero. I used to just like look up to my mom because growing up my mom usually took care of me, but now I think I look up to both my parents because like my dad came to America first so he could like sponsor us, and I didn't really like value what he did until like later on in life just because I didn't really see him that often.
My full name is Matt Anthony Nopacino. One of my biggest inspirations aside from my brother and my father, and like it's kind of obvious, but one of my biggest inspirations is my mom because she works so hard and always has to deal with like people putting her down like at her work or something, just shoving like unnecessary workloads on her, and it doesn't seem like much, but to be able to like handle that on a daily basis, it's a tremendous display of tenacity. And that inspires me a ton to just keep going through college because whatever she does is probably a lot worse than what I'm going through right now.
My name is XYZA Balangue. What makes me American in that respect is the language. Because they're like, oh, why didn't your parents teach you how to speak the language? I don't know, that's just, my parents wanted me to grow up being American, but they didn't want me to forget like the smaller aspects of being Filipino, like being respectful to your elders, like blessing them when you see them, or like calling my older brother and my sister ate kuya, stuff like that. And there's like, they seem like they're little things, but they're things that other people who aren't Filipino, they pick up on that, like that's what they notice. And I think that's what other people also, that's what they take in when they think of people who are Filipino.
My full name is ALYSZA Christine PERMALINO. Both my grandma and grandpa were here for a long time because my grandpa was a military here, and then he got sick, and then my grandma is too ill to kind of take care of him. And then it was never our plan to settle here just because we already had a life back home, you know, it was settled, like they even had like a college planned out for me. And then my mom came here just to visit my grandpa, but he became too ill that I guess she just stayed here. And then all that just changed all our plans. So it was very not your typical kind of growing up because my mom came here by herself and I didn't see her for like 4 years, I would say. So I was with my brother and my dad back in the Philippines, and then I came here next, and it was like for 5 years I didn't see my brother and my dad, and then a few years later they came here and we all came together. But yeah, there's certain segments of my life where I didn't really see my mom and dad, which is I guess it's all part of like the whole migrating part in here, which is I didn't really understand back when I was young, but I mean it makes sense to me now. But I think even if it was rough, I'm thankful because I want to be able to do what I'm doing now, like all the experiences I've done. I think my life would have been totally different back in the Philippines.
My full name is Miranda Mendoza Paulos. I definitely look up to my older family members. Like they're always down for the family, and they're always like there for like the younger ones because it's always like, you know, that Filipino tradition that like you're always there, you're always supposed to be there for your younger cousins, and then once they learn how to like, once they see like you got like the older cousins or older family members always there for you, then they're gonna pass it on to the next generation. So I definitely look up to my older family members, cousins, uncles, aunts.